Hello everybody, CW here. Time for another Friday night video. Today I've got a couple of cold steels on the bench. I really like cold steel knives. There was a time when I was buying them regularly when I was working in the shop, and we had a good showcase and we had a good supplier. He'd come in and show us all the new knives, and it seems like every time he'd come in, once a month or every 3 weeks or so, I'd have to have something new. And these are a couple that I bought around that time. This will be the mid-90s, and they've had a whole bunch of these style knives. They've got a couple new ones now. They discontinue them, come out with a new one, discontinue them, come out with a new one. They're basically the same, but they change little things about them. And these are the Safe Makers, I think. Safe Maker. Yeah, this is Safe Maker 1. And they're basically T-handle push knives. And they make the back of them is not flat. I'm getting texts here, of course, trying to make a video, and I'm getting 100 texts. The back of them is not flat. It's dished. It's kind of hard to show on video, but the very center is lower. It's all dished like this all the way out. And then the top side has got the angle cuts, and then it's got the little fuller down the middle. Blood groove, people like to call it. But I brought a scale out to weigh them, but they're heavier than the scale goes in ounces. But they're not overly heavy. They are a nice length. This one here is a little bigger than that one. This one here's got a, let's go back to the handle. 4.5 inches from the base of the handle. Cutting length is about 3 3/8 of the cutting length on each side. And it comes with a Secure X sheath with a nice clip on the back that is replaceable. And they snap in pretty good. This one's not as good as this one is, but they're not going to get lost. And you could probably heat it up and pinch it like Kydex and make it grab more. And here's the little one. Like I said, this one grabs better in there, and it's the same shape. It's just smaller. And this one's called the Safe Maker 2. And they're super, super high quality knives. These are Japan made. And you can see that dish, you know, that concave I'm talking about in the blade. It's, it's barely, there's a little edge there. Can you see that? And it's flush over here on the sides. My fingernail doesn't even grab it, but in here in the middle, I mean, it's probably 15 thousandths, 10, 15 thousandths in there. So that's how much of a dish is in it. And if you know anything about their line, they have an American line, a Japanese line, a Chinese line, and then a cheap Chinese line. And then they have a real high-end line that's Japanese and American, depending on the knife, wherever it comes from. So this is not their bottom of the line, being Japan made. You know, the Chinese are the cheapest ones, and then they've got a good Chinese line, and then the Japanese are better. So it's a really nice steel. If I had to guess, because it doesn't say it, I'd say AUS 8, because when they are carbon 5 or one of their better steels, they say it all over it. So I'm going to guess AUS 8, and you could probably look it up. You know, the Safe Maker 1 and 2 push knives. And that's my installment for this Friday from Cold Steel. Hope you found them neat. I find them neat as heck. I don't know what I ever do with them. You know, they're not legal to carry around here. This one I could probably get away with. But I don't know if our statutes changed. It used to say 4 inches of cutting surface. so a dual-edged knife was legal. But I've seen writings where two-edged knives are not legal, regardless of how long they are. You know, remember, I'm in a very liberal state, very, very blue state here in Connecticut. So our permit, our carry permit, was never a concealed carry permit. It was always just a carry permit. And it used to say dangerous weapons. So it included knives. So with a permit, you could carry a knife, which makes perfect sense, which is why they got rid of it. You know, because I'm perfectly safe to carry a Desert Eagle 44 Magnum, but goodness knows I could hurt somebody with one of these. So that's the sensible laws that we have. Anyway, let's not go down that avenue. Take a gander with us over on Georgia Shooting Connection tonight at 8 p.m. We have a chat with Jamie and Kyle and the boys. We usually have a couple of regular attendees. And we always look for your attendance because we want to talk about whatever you want to talk about. So we're very driven by the side chat. So please stop by. We have a good time. I think you'll enjoy yourself. We talk about all kinds of hunting, guns, reloading, casting, all kinds of sportsman type stuff. We even talk about cornbread sometimes. All right. I hope to see you there. Georgia Shooting Connection at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. God bless everybody. CW out.